Welcome to Dystopia Now, the podcast about living inside the Matrix. I'm Kerry Lengel. Every week, I'm taking a deep dive into one seemingly simple question about the way we live and the choices we make. And because I'm a nerd, I'm going to make a lot of pop culture references along the way. Episode 1 is titled Riddles in the Dark.
I used to run Actors Theater of Phoenix.
I'm a playwright and actress.
My real daytime job is running Scottsdale Community Players and Grease Paint.
I'm an author, illustrator, publisher.
I work as the executive director for a small nonprofit called Apoyo.
I work at ASU News right now, and I'm also an undergraduate student in creative writing. So I'm curious to see this feedback style because I am not familiar with this one.
The podcast that we are going to listen to / watch today is something that started as a class project. This is a third version, actually. Take it away, Facilitator.
Step 1, statements of meaning.
That was a lot more substantial than I was really expecting.
Unapologetic, but factual.
It didn't stay objective journalism. It shifted into kind of a call to action.
Your use of humor, tying it all together and breaking the clips up was fabulous.
I found it very visually appealing.
I just listened to it. So I thought the combination of source audio was effective. It kept the pace moving along.
I'm looking forward to episode 2.
Thank you. That's great feedback.
So Kerry, what questions do you have for our responders?
I would like you to respond in general to the production quality.
I felt like sometimes the audio levels didn't match each other.
I don't know that I would have held my attention if I weren't watching it.
So my number one question is about the balance of those elements. How do those three things in tandem as a team strike you?
It was hard for me because I don't know the references to the pop culture.
I was wondering if the balance was shifting too far in one direction. And then you kind of brought it all back together.
The one section that the percentage did seem off for me actually was the intro. That first, 20 seconds is crucial.
If you're building this thing for like long-term life, I think that paying attention to the visuals is valuable.
It's a huge story.
Having only seen the one episode, I'm curious what your thoughts are on the rest of the series.
The idea is to structure each episode around a particular issue.
Is there a way to ask the question at the top so that it's clear what your intention is?
Maureen, do you mind if I rephrase your question slightly?
Well, you talk about it wanting to be about progressive ethics, but you don't really point out the ethical questions that hard.
Okay. What was the question?
Okay, so I don't have a neutral question, but I think I have a statement about why I don't have a neutral question.
I mean, is this like easy listening or is this like hard hitting?
It is the intent to get people to do something.
My first thought was, we talking to other white men here.
Where I am coming from is 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and that really changed my entire perspective on how my mind worked and who I am as a person. And earlier this year, I was re-diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, formerly known as Asperger's syndrome.
There are a lot of people like you, especially in your generation, that are grappling with these things.
I'm not the wokest white man in America because I'm morally superior. It's because I've had this undiscovered identity.
Step 4, permissioned opinions.
I have an opinion about Upton Sinclair. Would you like to hear that?
It was a little nerdier than it needed to be. So,
By around 17 minutes in, I had lost track of the eggs.
I definitely want to hear your opinion about it, Stefanie. That's why I invited you.
Your audience is we could if we really wanted to progressives.
I poked a hole in my own balloon, and I definitely was intentional.
I'm blown away that this was such a good experience.
I'd rather hear you say some of those things. Give me more Kerry.